Yo, what is going on YouTube? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing out there today? So we're back here, going to be checking out for the first time some Joy Division. All right, these guys have been brought up on the channel a few times. I couldn't tell you which songs they were. I just know over months I've heard this name maybe less than a handful of times, but I've still heard it. So today we're going to be jumping into Joy Division Atmosphere. It looks like official music video. I don't know anything about this group. Haven't ever listened to any Joy Division. Haven't even really heard this band name outside of this channel's comment section. I don't think I've ever heard Joy Division as a group in any of my circles. So let's go ahead and listen to this Atmosphere and see what we're getting in here today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Here we go.
See the danger, always danger, endless talking, life rebuilding, don't walk away.
Drum and bass, man, are going. Love it.
Of self-hate confronts and then dies. Don't walk away.
Oh man, I love the drum mix up front.
Like you find it easy, naked to see, walking on air, hunting by the rivers, through the streets, every corner, abandoned too soon, set down with due care. Don't walk away in silence. Don't walk away.
That thing. Love it. Love this. It's a soundscape. Love it, man. Love that. Love that when they just take you on a trail of sound, man. Oh, that drumming was just nice. That drumming was just nice. Of course, the bass, um, walking right along with it on the track is fantastic. I don't know what that little chime twinkle was. That was pretty cool. And of course, you got the little hovering keys going on, just kind of one note at a time, just kind of hovering over the track. But I love that the bass drums was kind of like fourth front center for you the whole time. That was great. For the lyrics, I was really trying to follow along and get an understanding of what's going on here. Talking about don't walk away in silence, right? Don't turn away in silence. And it sounded like he was talking about how somebody wasn't there for them, kind of gave up on them too soon. So I don't know if we're talking about a person in particular or just people when you're giving up on, you kind of want to turn away, you're giving up hope. Um, you're not cared for properly. Sounds like those are the lines that we're on, but let's see. I couldn't grab too much from the lyrics, but as far as the music, man, definitely reminded me of like some Cure type vibes. Still pretty different than the Cure tracks I've listened to, but in the ballpark as far as just the ambient sounds that you're getting here, man, the atmospheric kind of bubble that you're put into with the music. It holds tempo, man, and it just puts you in the cool little haze of music. I love that, man. All right, so as we jump into this, yes, the video. I forgot to mention anything about the video. The video was a little strange. I don't know how that fit in. You got the positive, negative charged, looking suits walking around, and a lot of them holding the pictures of who I assume is the singer, right? So I don't quite know what that meant, but maybe it had a meaning, a deeper meaning than I don't understand just on first view. For this, we're diving in, and it says Atmosphere by Joy Division, released in 1980. All right, so that's the period in time that we're in. Of course, they got post-punk and gothic rock like genres, so very similar to some of the genres assigned with the Cure, right? So we've got the songwriters right here, Bernard Sumner, Peter Hook, Stephen Morris, and Ian Curtis. So this song was released and originally on the album, which is a German name for light and blindness. All right. We've got following Ian Curtis's death in May, it was re-released as a 12-inch single by Factory Records in August with She Lost Control. For the recording, it says Joy Division had written an earlier version of the song called Chance, which they recorded for the Manchester radio session in June 1979. They later recorded the final version of Atmosphere in October 1979 with Martin Hannett at Cargo Studio in Rockdale. Okay, the keyboard used in the chorus was a Woolsworth Winfield brown Pacolite plastic reed organ. Okay, interesting. So we had some organ in there. Now, this is a type of organ I haven't really heard of before, so I'm not too familiar with that one. So right here for Legacy, it says the song featured in the film 24-Hour Party People just after Ian Curtis's suicide is portrayed. The song is also used at the end of Ian Curtis' biopic, Control. It was also played at Tony Wilson's funeral. So up here for critical reception, one of the gentlemen at AllMusic wrote that Atmosphere is another one of those prime Joy Division songs like Transmission or Love Will Tear Us Apart, where Martin Hannett's production becomes so essential to the end result that it couldn't have been heard otherwise, noting that in regards to Ian Curtis's mental state and subsequent death, there's a feeling of requiem here, an awesome musical farewell. So this song, I don't quite get any explanation about what it was about here, but let's see if I can find that anywhere. Okay, so right here we got Ian Curtis, who looks like the front man for Joy Division. Reading on the wiki, it sounded like some of those pictures that were being portrayed were of the group, but probably of mainly Ian Curtis, because I was seeing the microphone and whatnot. So it says Ian Curtis, I believe, what I read on the wiki, yeah, like he had mental state problems, and it sounds like maybe even committed suicide on here. So jumping into this a little bit, it says Joy Division frontman Ian Curtis was known for his introspective lyrics and personal struggles with depression. It is believed that Atmosphere was written during a particularly dark time for Curtis, and it reflects the feelings of anxiety and isolation that he was experiencing at the time. The song's lyrics are suggestive rather than explicit, leaving much room for interpretation. However, it is clear that the song is about a disconnection and loneliness that Curtis was feeling, and his plea for someone to stay with him through it. That's so sad. That's so sad to hear, because honestly, when you become disconnected from joy and you know, feelings of happiness and positive emotion, man. It's a dark place to be, a dark place to really get out of. That a lot of people don't understand. I don't know. I guess a lot of people are so fortunate to have made it through their life to not experience this level of depression. Okay, because when people compare depression to just having a bad day or a bad month or a bad year, it's not that, right? It's not that. Yes, people can, two people can experience the same problems, and one can truck through it and just say, ah, man, I'll just shrug that off my shoulder. It ain't that big of a deal. While the other person is seriously contemplating life and death through these same experiences because our minds don't work the same way. Our emotions don't work the same way. So, where he was at, some people have been there. Some people won't understand, but some people have been there, man. And when you're that disconnected and you're that lonely, it is so hard to be pulled back into a positive state of mind, man. And it sounds like the negativity, the loneliness got the best of him. Depression is a beast. It is such a heavy monster to deal with when you're in that dark state, man. And for those that have been there, they understand it. For those who are there, I hope you find a way through it, man. Don't give up. Keep pushing through. I know it's hard. Every day is a battle, but you got to push through. You got to keep pushing through because I believe there's light at the tunnel for all of us, man. I've made it through some very dark days. That's not to say some dark days aren't ahead, but you equip yourself every time you experience them to, to fight through it, man. To become a soldier through that battle. And I just hope anyone experiencing that those emotions, those negative areas, man, that darkness can soldier through. And if you do it once, I promise you, you're better equipped to do it again. Let's learn just a little bit about Joy Division before we call it right here. So they're out of Salford, England. Post-punk, gothic rock, new wave is some of the type of material that they've done. And Joy Division, it seems like they were together for a very, very short period of time, 1976 to 1980, right here, guys. They were not around for very long. And as we go on to read, frontman Curtis struggled with personal problems, including a failing marriage, depression, and epilepsy. As the band's popularity grew, Curtis's health condition made it increasingly difficult for him to perform. He occasionally experienced seizures on stage. He died by suicide on the eve of what would have been the band's first North American tour in May 1980, age 23. So young, man. So young, he died. Joy Division second and final album, Closer, was released 2 months later. It and the single Love Will Tear Us Apart became their highest charting release. So I definitely want to jump back into more of their music, man, experience more of this very short time that they were together, and that's a very tragic ending for Mr. Curtis, man. So rest in peace, Mr. Curtis, Ian Curtis, right here. That's very sad to hear. Well, I want to thank you guys for being here today, man. Thank you guys for showing up, showing some support. If you enjoyed, please let me know by liking, subscribing, check out the descriptions down below. Let me know of more Joy Division songs you'd like me to check out. I'd really appreciate that. It's really sad to think about the title of the group and the struggles going on behind the scene. I think that even speaks to maybe wanting to believe in the happiness, to believe in the hope of everything, Joy Division. So, well, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy tuning in with me here and watching me learn a little bit here about Joy Division. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, peace.